Hi YouTube. So I normally do videos on like my breast augmentation or my dentures. Um, but this video is gonna be a little bit different because um, so basically I'll just start. I'm 30 and I have never done any drug ever in my entire life except smoke weed, which I do. A lot of people do. So I've never experienced any kind of like psychedelic drug, or I've never done cocaine or acid or anything. So um, basically, a couple years ago, I came across this DMT. I started looking into it because I was intrigued with the whole spirit molecule subject. Um, I had a very close person to me pass away, so I was, I don't know, I became very spiritual and kind of wanted to venture off and see what different things I could experience, I guess. So, I was on the hunt for DMT for like a year, and I had a couple experiences where I almost came across it, and I always felt like, uh, you know, if it's meant to happen, it'll find me. um, so a girl I work with, basically, she goes to like festivals and stuff, and she can get a hold of this stuff. So I brought it up to her at work like last week, and I was like, "Hey, if you can find this DMT for me, that would be really cool because I want to try it." But everybody's like, "Don't do it. Like if you've never done a psychedelic drug before, if you've never tried shrooms or acid or anything, like you do not want to smoke DMT because it is really, really intense. Uh, it's just like you don't want to start off that hard." So of course I was like, "Yes, I do. um, I want to do it. I can totally handle it." It was whatever. So today I got some for my friend. And I wasn't quite prepared. Like, I don't know if I was gonna do it today, if I was gonna wait. And me and my boyfriend were on bad terms, so he's not at the house. And my life's been a little stressful, so he was telling me, like, you don't want to do it right now, you're not in the right state of mind, yada yada. And I was like, I want to do this. And my dad's also into, psychedelic stuff from back in, the 80s and shit. So he was like, do it, just go for it. So I get home and I got this little dab rig for my bong or whatever. So I'm like, all right. I went out and bought a blowtorch from Lowe's, and so I blowtorch it. And I take a little hit because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I take a little hit and I hold it in and I lay down and I close my eyes just to see if something's gonna happen. I'm like, nothing's really happening. I open my eyes and I look at my ceiling, which is like the bubble or whatever. And I noticed that it's like really pretty, but there's like all these shapes going on. My like ceiling is moving. And I was like, whoa, this is like so cool. I was like watching it, and I have like the pictures on my wall, and they were like moving, and I was like looking around and like looking at the light and stuff, and I could see like the rays of light coming off. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. But I didn't take a really big hit. So, of course, like 5 minutes go by, and I'm just like in a really, really mild DMT trip. I'm like, okay, that was cool. So I messaged my dad, and I was like, take a small hit, and he's like, well, you didn't do it right. And I'm like, I know, like, I was kind of scared, but people say, don't be scared. You have to go into it with an open mind. So I grab more of it. I heat my rig back up. I take another hit, and then I take another hit. and I'm starting to feel a little weird. I'm still sitting on the ground with my blowtorch, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a really big fucking hit. So I light it up, I drop it in, and the thing fills with smoke, and I inhaled it, and I laid down, and I held it in for as long as I could, and holy fuck, I was definitely not prepared for what the fuck happened. So, I want to say that I had a bad trip because, I mean, I live in an apartment complex, and I walk around the apartment complex at night, and there's a store, Rite Aid, I used to work at, and I always cut through right behind it. And so I lay down in my bed and I close my eyes, and I automatically start seeing these geometric shapes they talk about. Like, it was crazy, and I shot out of my body, and I was like floating around behind Rite Aid. Like, I could see the buildings around me and stuff, like I was like up in the air, but at the same time I could see these geometric shapes, and they were moving, and I was really, really uncomfortable. Like, I was scared. I was like, when is this gonna be over with? I don't like it. And I wasn't seeing pretty colors like everyone talks about. I wasn't seeing bright, pretty colors. I was seeing black and red. It was like a lot of black and red. And I kept seeing these Joker faces, like Jokers, like, what do you call them? Well, they have the hats, but they were black and red, and I was looking at their face, and they were like in the patterns that were moving. And I kept hearing like, like I was hearing weird sounds, and I can't even explain it because, for real, I can't even really remember everything that happened. And it was only like 5 minutes, but I just remember when I shot out, I was actually quite frightened, and like I was seeing black and red, and I knew something wasn't right. Like, I'm not seeing the pretty colors everybody talks about. And I feel like maybe it has to do with maybe my state of mind and how I've been kind of depressed and stuff, and maybe I should have waited. But then when it kind of calmed down, I opened my eyes, and the ceiling was really pretty again, and my mirror was like doing this weird thing. The light looked really cool. Like, all the lights in my room were really pretty. But I wasn't like in a hard trip anymore. I was just like coming out of it. And I felt really relaxed. Like, my body felt great. And then I came out of it, and I just felt kind of sad. Like, I wanted to cry. Not because I was scared, just because, like, I don't know, like, I felt so bad because me and my boyfriend have been fighting like crazy, and he's like staying at a hotel, and I thought that I wanted our relationship over, and then like when I came out of it, like, I messaged him and I was just like, I love you. Like, it just made me feel like grateful for like being in my body. I don't know. It was really crazy and kind of scary. So, I mean, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos on people doing it and having really cool trips. But there was one video that I watched where the guy said that he kept seeing Joker faces and he was having a bad trip. So I'm starting to think that I had a bad trip. So, I mean, it's probably my fault for going so hard on a psychedelic and not starting off with like mushrooms or something. But my friend was like, hey, you know, you experienced this, so anything else won't be so intense. But I just wanted to make a video to let you guys know how my experience went. And if you guys ever want to meddle with DMT, I highly suggest that you are in a good state of mind and you're happy, and you know, you have like saged your house, cleansed energy. Don't be sad or upset, and don't be scared, because I was scared because I like shot out of my body and I had no idea because the things I was seeing, I couldn't like see past them. Like there was so much just coming at me that I was just like, oh my god, this is like an overload, like a geometric overload, and I have no idea what's going on. And I really don't remember every single thing that I saw because all that really stood out to me were like the Joker faces. It was insane. So, sorry I look like crap, it's late at night, and I just wanted to do this video just because I had just done it like 20 minutes ago, so. I'll update you guys if I ever do it again. Hopefully it'll be better. But safe journeys, guys. Safe journeys and good energy. Peace.